So normally, whenever we'll write a program, so consider we have the terminal. Okay, so on this terminal, what we are doing is normally uh, in terminal normally we'll write one program name that we will try to execute it. Okay, so here we'll write that dot a dot out file. Okay, or whatever file name you return or renamed output file, that will write it and we'll just try to execute it. So whenever we'll give the enter, so that time it's whatever terminal is there, this is the one process started. So in this process what will happen, this second one whatever we are giving enter, so after that it will try to create a new process. So that time whatever terminal for this process is running, suppose consider as this terminal is a p1 process. Okay, so this p1 process what will do is it will create a one more process, so that is whatever program c program you are running it. So consider as this one is a p2. Okay, so first one terminal, it is a process is running. Second, whatever C program we are running, that is a P2. So so here P1 is a parent process, P2 is a child process. But whenever P1 is running it, that time it will internally call one function, that is we'll call as a exec. Okay, so that is nothing but execute kind of thing. Okay, so execute kind of thing, it will ask it. So after that some versions are there, exec versions, here vp will come. Okay, those things we'll see it later. So basic consider as this exec function will run it. So whenever we'll give the enter, it will run the exec function, so internally. Okay, so that time for this will pass an argument. That argument is nothing but wherever whatever your program we are running here, this program's main function wherever it is there, that is the starting point. So that will be passed here as a argument. Okay, there is nothing but address of main, where address, where main is located. So if you consider return one file, okay, and you combine this one, compiled this one, so what will happen, this it will generate a object file. Okay, dot obj file, it will generate it. Or normally executable file if it is there, dot exe file. So whenever you are running it, so at that time that exe file or object file whatever will be there, that memory will be allocated. So that memory starting address will be there, always main function starting address will be there. So that address will be passed to here exec. So this address here it will be passed to exec. So what is happening here, terminal it's executing, starting executing. Okay, so whenever you are giving the command here, if it is a suppose ls command if you given, that is also a new process it's created. Okay, and for that process corresponding path, okay, and corresponding in which path we are there now, because it has to ls has to list the whatever folder, sorry, whatever files are there in that folder. So corresponding to that it will path and all those things, it will be passed to the exec. So that ls one process will be created, it will run it, it will display the content, then it will come out. So like that here also C program whenever you are running it, there's something what exec, for that main address, main function's address will be given here. So comma separated by some other parameters, that is nothing but maybe environment variable, all those things will be passed. So here internally how it will happen is, so it's there as a exec. Okay, exec in bracket exit will be there. Okay, one function, I think you people know what is the exit function. Okay, so we'll discuss it in that also. So in that again this will be there as a main. Okay, so in main this is a address only. So okay, so this is a just address of main function. So whichever program you are going to write it, run it, that is a address of that main, comma, then here actually your command line arguments, whatever you want to pass it, those things will come. Okay, this is a number, then all the things. Then this is a close of exit, this is a close of exec. So like that, it will be there. Okay, so internally this terminal is calling first function exec, inside that it's calling a exit function, inside exit we are calling this one. So always first to call a function, okay, so this parameter should be a evaluated one. Okay, so what will happen for exec to run it, so its parameter it should be evaluated one. So for exit these parameters should be evaluated one. So for that main, so it will start executing the main. Okay, so main by taking the arguments. So after running these all things, it will give the status. That status itself will go to the exit function. Then exit function will execute. Then exec. So after that again it will come back to the terminal. So like that, it's a reverse way, three functions will get executed. Okay, so by default, so what will happen, first exec will start it. So depending on situation, this exit will come again. So there is a one more clause is there. Okay, or directly you can say as a main only. So when this exit will come, that we'll discuss it later. Okay, so directly you can say as a, depending on situation, exit will come. So when exit will run it, so what is exit function first of all? Quickly give a response. What is exit function? So exit function is nothing but whenever you want to come out of the, uh, suppose if I written one program, so in that program somewhere failure happened, or somewhere immediately I want to stop the process only. So that time exit will write it. So in between we'll write the somewhere as a exit. So if you want to come out of that function only and you want to go to the main function or whichever function is calling, okay, so that function that time will write the return. Okay, so in return also again two types are there. So return, you can in main you can write as a in main function. So just inside a content we can write as a return, and we will not give any return value. Okay, so just I can write as a return semicolon. So what will happen, so that time whenever it will reach return, it will just go outside, and here we're not mentioning any return type value also. So by default immediately it will go as it is, or you can mention as a void. So by default if you are not mentioned anything, it will be there as an integer. So that time suppose if, here it is there as an integer, main integer. Okay, so here if I am returning as 0, so it's a status we are returning as a 0. So to whom return we are returning is, so this function whatever is executing internally here, so this will return to the exec. So that is nothing but, okay, so whatever status is there, that status is we are returned to the exec. So we are saying as a it's successfully executed or not. So other than 0, so any value if you are returning it, so for that you have as a error codes. Okay, so normally you have 0 to 255 error codes. Okay, so in that I think 32 are valid one, after that remaining are reserved depending on the system and POSIX standards, these are reserved. So 0 to 31 are the valid one, after that all are reserved one. Okay, so total we have actually 0 to 255 return status. Okay, this is a 8-bit register is there, so that contains 0 to 255 value. So 8-bit status value it will be returned from the one register. Okay, so 0 means success, remaining all are error codes. Particular number indicates one kind of error. Okay, like that we have the errors. So here uh, so so when if you consider how program is started and how it will end it, so if you saw this one, this diagram, so always kernel will be there. That kernel is nothing but by default we are running the terminal, we can consider it. Okay, or it may be without terminal also. In the backend whenever your system will boot, that time only you can call the main function also, one more function also. Okay, so that booting part will be nothing but bootloader will be there. In that bootloader you have to mention the your main functions address there actually. Okay, so leave about that, but at least we know how to run the C program in a terminal. So in terminal, consider this kernel, terminal is running. Okay, then whatever program you want to write it, the entire thing will become as a user process. Okay, so this entire part, this will become as a above one, so this will become as a user process. Okay, so it will become as a user process. Okay, so in what will happen in, whenever we are running the kernel, so that time exec will be called. Okay, so then exec to c startup routine is there. C startup routine is we'll discuss it. Okay, so here c startup routine will be called, then it will enter to the main function. So here we are saying as c startup function. Okay, so it's all of you know what is constructor and destructor. Yes, what is constructor and destructor? Okay, before starting the main function, so some functions will be run. Okay, so this is nothing but whatever initial values are required. Okay, any command line arguments are coming, so or before that any function you are written as a constructor kind of thing. Okay, in C also you can write it some functions before the main you can start it. Those functions will come as a C startup routine. Okay, so it's not exactly a constructor. In object oriented we are given the name for that as a constructor. So before the starting of the any object or creating of the object, there we're running the constructors. Okay, so that is the same thing here in C. We don't have objects only, but before starting the main we're saying as a run the some functions. Okay, or some routines. That is we're saying as a C startup routines. So this is initialization of some memory kind of things. All those things will come here. Okay, and whenever you are exiting the main function, so some destructor kind of things will be happening in object oriented programming. Same thing here also, some destructor kind of things, that is memory cleanup kind of things, it will happen it. Okay, so consider here kernel to exec function is executed, so that is nothing but we're calling it here, then it will call the C startup routines. That is nothing but, so any files are required for that process, any memory are required for that process, any IO devices are required for that process. So those all will be given here. Okay, C startup routine. So after that main function it will start executing it. So here whenever you are executing a main function, so what will happen, so you may call some user defined functions, it will run it and it will come back. So then but from main I can come out of the this process in different way. So first one is that nothing but if you return just as a exit function. So if you are written as an exit function, it will come here when exit function is there. So depending on this exit function, it will execute, then it will come to the kernel. So inside a exit function, there is a one more function called as a underscore exit. Okay, so that function will be by default we're calling inside a exit. Okay, getting it or not? You quick response. Okay, so here exit function will be there. Okay, inside a exit function one more function is written, that is nothing but underscore exit. Okay, so by default that function will be called, then it will be given to the kernel. Okay, so there is nothing but the end of the our program. Okay, so here maybe in user function only you people are written the exit, so it will come to here, then again same thing, underscore exit will be called inside a exit function and it will return to the kernel. Okay, or directly C programmer himself can write the underscore exit function. Okay, so that time it's nothing but underscore exit, it will call it direct, it will go to the kernel. So there is a difference between exit and underscore exit. What is exit is nothing but this function will be executed in user process. Okay, so exit function is nothing but it's a and function written in library, that is the std lib function lib.h. So there it's written it, what will happen is your function, that whatever functionality it will do, that will do under a user process space. Okay, but underscore exit is nothing but it's a part of the kernel one. Okay, so directly you are going to the kernel one only here. So or you can call exit, that is a user written function, and you can go to the kernel. So these are the two different paths how you will reach it from the our user program to the kernel one. Okay, and in one more facility is given in the exit function is, so before doing the exit you can do some cleanup kind of things. Okay, so that cleanup kind of things is nothing but you can write some function, that is exit handlers will call it. Okay, or some IO related things cleanup you can do it, so you can call that function, you can come out, then in the end it will call the underscore exit. Okay, so here what is exit handlers? So exit handlers is nothing but you have 32 predefined vectors. Okay, so that is 0 to 31, total 32 predefined vectors are there. So you can write your own function, so that So whatever cleanup kind of things you want to do it, that you can do it. So for example, we said the destructor in object oriented programming. So whenever you are doing the using the destructor, what will do it, so dynamically if any memory is allocated, that memory you will deallocate it. So like that, if you want to do some deallocation, so that you can write it as a exit handler, or you can say it as a that any IO related operations you want to do it, so that you can do it. Or any vector is coming, sorry, any interrupt is coming, so for that corresponding any function you want to write it, so that you can write it here. So like that, exit handlers will be there, you can write the exit handlers, then you can come out of that. So after executing all the exit handlers, what will happen, IO related cleanup will happen, that is finally. So after that, underscore exit will be called, then we will go to the kernel. Okay, shall I revise anything? Shall I revise anything? Say yes or no. So one example, small example, I will take it. Suppose I return as a one.c file. Okay. So in that, two functions are there. That is, first one is main, then second one is here user function, whatever we are saying, instead of that ABC function. Okay. So whenever in terminal I am executing, so that is one.c file, that is create as a.out. So in form kernel exec form kernel exec will be called. So what will happen, so corresponding exec is after that it will call the c startup routine. So c startup routine is in, suppose I am considering as a in one.c file, whatever we are running as a some printf statements are there, so it's required as some IO also and memory also, and scheduling should happen it, because it's a new process you are creating it and you are giving to the CPU. So scheduling should happen it. So those small part whatever is required, so those will be handled by C startup routines. Okay, so then actually your main function will start. So in main function, suppose you return as a one printf line, so you have executed, then we are calling the ABC function. So here ABC function will keep on executing. So whenever it's executing, that time you may write exit, and you can come as a exit function, and from there you can come to the kernel. Otherwise, there only you can write underscore exit. So if you have written underscore exit, so immediately from user space to it will jump to the kernel space, and there is the end of our entire program. Okay, so if you are not written underscore exit, if you are written exit only, okay, so what will happen, it will call the exit function, but still you are there in user space only. Okay, so user space will be there, in that only you are running it, so it will exit all, perform all the tasks related to exit, then it will come to the kernel space. Okay, so before going to the kernel space, functionality it has to do with, that is in exit function. So what kind of functionality it can do is, suppose if you want to do any IO related cleanup, so that we can write as a standard IO cleanup. Okay, suppose you want to deallocate some memory, so you can write your own handlers. Okay, so like you had as a error handling kind of things, no, so like that you can write some functions here. Okay, so like that we can write 32 different functions. Okay, so that is a one vector is there, that is nothing but 0 to 31 addresses are there, so you can write the 32 uh, functions, different kind of functions you can write it, and 32 functions you can perform the operation. So after doing these all things, automatically exit function will call underscore exit, so then it will go to the kernel. So these all things will happen it. So now we'll see how to write this exit handlers. To write this exit handlers, we required one more thing as a, that is nothing but at exit. So it's nothing but one function is there, built-in function. So we are saying as a at exit, whenever you want to come out of the function, okay, so that time perform this task. Okay, the task is nothing but we are saying as a, so here in previous one we had an exit handler, so it is nothing but it's a function name kind of thing. Okay, so what we'll do is here we'll give just function name. Okay, so it's not taking any input also, it's not giving any return type also. Okay, just function address we are giving it. So this will be registered first. Okay, so you are registering it, so in the end of our whenever you are calling the exit, that time it will call it. Okay, so this handler will be called. Okay, so this is the syntax. So at exit is nothing but we are mentioning registering the just handler. Okay, this exit handler whatever is there, we are registering it. So how to register, there's nothing but at exit function, so whatever function name, or to give it. One example we'll take. So here static void my exit 1, okay, and static void my exit 2. So two functions we are writing it, okay. So in main is there, so here we are writing as a at exit my exit 2. So starting we are registering my exit 2, okay. If it is not equal to 0 means there is a error, okay, there is some kind of error, okay. If it is equal to 0 means return type equal to 0 means it's successfully executed. So say then we are registering again my exit underscore 1, okay. So twice we are registering these two, that is my exit 1 my exit 1 function. These two functions were executing it. Then now we'll see so what all things we written here. So in my exit 1 we return as a first exit handler, my exit 2 we return as a second exit handler. Simply we given the some printf statements. So now whenever we'll start executing this one, so what is the first statement it has to execute? Suppose I'm executing this complete program. So what will happen? It will start with main, okay. So now it will go here at exit, this will be called. So inside that we return the one function name. It is nothing but here my exit one function, whatever we return, this address will be registered, okay. So that is nothing but it's registering, sorry, my exit 2 to second exit handler, this will be registered, okay. So it's registering second function. So after that immediately we're registering first function twice, okay. So here this is a first time handler, second handler we registered, then first handler we registered, and again first handler we registered. Total three handlers we registered, okay. So now after that we are executing main is done, okay. So here we return as a main is done. So after that we return 0. So it's the end of our main. So whenever you are return this one, so by default exit handler things will perform it, okay. So first statement will be printed is main is done, it will print it. Then it has to perform the out of these three, one by one it has to perform the all the exit handlers. So how this thing will perform is, so whichever will register first it will be executed last, okay, in reverse order. So whichever we registered last, that will be executed first, okay. So exit handlers whatever we are writing it, so whichever will write first or will register first, okay, that will be executed last. So here last which one we registered, that is exit handler 1, okay. We registered exit handler 1 we registered, so that will be executed. So that is we are printing as a first exit handler, okay. And after before that again first handler only we registered, so again it will print as a here first exit handler, okay. So before that we registered my exit 2 function, okay. So that time it will print as a second exit handler. So like this it will print it. So that is nothing but main is done, then first exit handler, then first exit handler again, then second exit handler. So these four statements will be printed. So whenever you are registering it exit handlers, that time in a reverse order it will print it, okay. And there is nothing but cleanup kind of things, whatever you want to do it first, that you have to mention in the end, okay. So there is nothing but whichever registration you are doing in the end, that will be done first. It is a reverse order it will do it. Any doubts till now?